As a great philosopher once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. And as another admittedly slightly less great philosopher once said,
Suck my balls, mate.
welcome, one and all, to the channel. First video, I know, proper mad, where today we're going to be taking a look at the decline of Keving Magnussen. Yes, his middle name is the name of his father. Is that weird? Is that weird? I don't know if that's weird. My middle name's not my dad's name. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's how the Danish do it. I know in like Iceland, your last name is if you're a boy anyway, your last name is your dad's last name with son on the end. That's pretty mad. Anyway, Keving Magnussen, Denmark's most successful Formula 1 driver ever. I know what you're thinking. Keving Magnussen, most successful Formula 1 driver from an entire country? Yes. Baffling, isn't it? Come on, Denmark, sort yourselves out. Throw some good F1 drivers into the mixer. Come on, I know you want to. I know the Danes are successful at sports car racing and other disciplines of motorsport, but Formula 1 is the absolute pinnacle, and you need to represent your country there. Anyway, without further ado, here is the decline of Keving Magnussen. Born in the year 0 AD to a young woman called Mary and God. Oh, what a silly mistake. That's my eulogy for Jesus I'm going to read on Good Friday. Silly me. Better get the correct script. Here we go. Right. Born in Roskilde in Denmark on the 5th of October 1992, Keving Magnussen is the son of former F1 flop Jan Magnussen. Although Jan did have success in other disciplines of motorsport, like most Danes did. Anyway, just like basically every Formula 1 driver ever, Keving Magnussen started in karting, winning the 2006 Peugeot Supercar in the ICO Junior category, as well as the NEZ Championship in the ICO Junior category, and placing third in the Viking Trophy, once again in the ICO Junior category. Well done, Kevin. Good start to karting. Then, he moved to Danish Formula Ford in 2008, absolutely storming the championship, winning 11 out of the 15 races, and unsurprisingly, taking home the title. Then, 2009, moved to Formula Renault 2.0 with the Motopark Academy. Second behind Antonio Felix da Costa in the Northern European Cup, and then 7th in the Euro Cup. So, first 2 years of single-seater racing, a first and a second place. Not too bad. Where do you think he comes in 2010? In his third year? You're right, third place. 3 wins in the German Formula 3 Championship. In 2010, third in the championship. 2011, 4th year of single-seaters. Does he come 4th in the championship? You bet. Oh, no he doesn't. He's in British F3 with Carlin this year, taking 7 wins in the championship, finishing 2nd, behind only poor man's Felipe Massa. He also entered in the Masters of F3 race round Zandvoort, finishing 3rd there, and racing at Macau, but ultimately crashing. So he did not finish that race, so that's a big fat DNF for Kevin. Then, 2012, he graduated to Formula Renault 3.5, winning one of the races at Spa after taking a pole in both of them, but only enough for 7th in the championship. However, it's not all bad in 2012, because he also took part in the F1 Young Driver Test in Abu Dhabi, posting the fastest time across all 3 days, as well as accumulating enough mileage for his F1 Super license. Isn't that good for Kevin? But for 2013, he remained in Formula Renault 3.5, finishing as champion with 5 wins and 8 poles to his name, as well as being the McLaren reserve driver for that year. But then 2010, with Perez leaving McLaren, Jenson Button has a spare seat alongside with him. Magnussen, who had been on McLaren's books for a few years now, was ready to fill the void. Topped the testing times in the pre-season test. Things were good. Then he made his debut, finishing 3rd in Australia. Best debut since Lewis Hamilton in 2007. But wait, it could get better. Ricciardo disqualified for a fuel irregularity. Magnussen's up to 2nd. Best debut since Jacques Villeneuve. Wow. 11 more points finishes that season. however none higher than 5th. So, all in all, a decent debut year for Keving Magnussen. However, at 2015, he was dropped for Fernando Alonso in the second seat alongside Jenson Button, and left as reserve driver for McLaren that year. Although he was going to race in Australia after Alonso had a big crash in pre-season testing, but McLaren had signed Honda as their engine manufacturer, and Hondas in 2016, 2015 and 2017 did have a tendency to go bang, and that's exactly what his engine did on the formation lap. That was Kevin's only taste of Formula 1 that year. But for 2016, he joined Renault. After being released by McLaren, he was without a drive, but Renault came up clutch, handing him a seat alongside rookie Jolyon Palmer. Start of the year was marred by incidents, including a collision with his teammate in Spain, leaving him with a penalty, and then a huge crash at Spa up the Eau Rouge Radion complex, where he had an absolute tank slapper on exit, clattered the wall. Impact was so heavy that the barrier is completely destroyed and the headrest is thrown out of the car. Unsurprisingly, red flag is out and Magnussen is out of the race. He finished 16th in the championship that year with 7 points to his name. But for 2017, he joined Haas and became the only F1 driver in the turbo hybrid era to use all 4 engine suppliers. McLaren in 2014 with a Mercedes engine, McLaren in 2015 with a Honda engine, Renault in 2016 with a Renault engine, Haas in 2017 with a Ferrari engine. He had a best result of 7th that season, finishing 14th in the championship with 19 points. So all in all, a fairly mediocre debut season for Haas. But 2018, a much better showing, although the year got off to a pretty rocky start with the Haas pit crew forgetting how to pit crew and just not bothering to tighten either his or Grosjean's wheels. He ended up finishing 5th in Bahrain and in Austria, leaving him 9th in the championship with 56 points to his name. A good year for Haas, a good year for K-Mag. Could they build it in 2019? No, because a certain black and gold energy drinks company decided to sponsor Haas, led by a certain bearded man. Do any of you recall? Yes, I certainly do. Rich Energy came and absolutely screwed Haas over. A fairly illegitimate company, promising Haas loads of money that they did not have. Only 4 points finishes across the season for Magnussen, 16th in the championship with a mere 20 points. Could 2020 provide some respite for Magnussen? Could he pick himself up, have a slightly better year? The answer to that is no. A torrid year. Only 1 point across the whole season, which was obtained in Hungary, although it could have been 2, but he was given a 10-second penalty because the Haas pit crew communicated with him on the formation lap, dropping him from 9th to 10th at the end of the race. But 6 retirements in 17 races is an atrocious reliability record. It seems like he retired every race. Quite obviously he didn't, as you can tell by the numbers, but it seems like he did. Leaving him 20th in the championship, only ahead of Nicholas Latifi, and the second to last permanent driver that year, because obviously Pietro Fittipaldi, Jack Aitken, they were below Latifi, but they only raced 1 or 2 races each, so they didn't have much of a chance to amass any points. And as of the 22nd of October, Magnussen was without a seat and without a drive for 2021, so it seems his Formula 1 days are over. But not his racing days, because in 2021 he's going to be racing in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship for Chip Ganassi Racing. So best of luck, K-Mag. Hope it all goes well. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learnt something about Keving Magnussen that you didn't know before. Like, he was born in Roskilde in Denmark, because I didn't know that. I only found that out when I was doing the research to this video. So yes, if you can get this video to 1 like, I will stop eating cat food. Good deal? I think so. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Good night. Also, did I mention I've got a podcast, the Yellow Flag Podcast? Find it on all major podcast platforms. Just search Yellow Flag Podcast. Good night, everyone.